How does that old saying go again? Everyone loves a parade, and so it is. We have award ceremonies and parades for just about everything and everyone under the sun. But when President Donald Trump suggests staging a U.S. military parade to honor the nation's bravest men and women, wow, just look at how the progressives and the mainstream media lose their collective minds. So last summer, President Trump attended the Bastille Day parade in Paris, and he was both moved and inspired by all the pomp and circumstance. Hey, who wouldn't be moved? It's quite the spectacle. Did you notice how the French like to line their boulevards with trees, folks? That's so the Germans can march in the shade. Anyway, President Trump thought that perhaps it would be a jolly idea to have a parade on U.S. soil that pays tribute to the men and women in uniform. And by uniform, I don't mean a Philadelphia Eagles jersey. Those guys had their parade last week. But apparently showing gratitude to those who put their lives on the line is a big turnoff. Well, it is for the usual suspects. Indeed, out-trotted the comparisons to Hitler, Stalin, and Kim Jong-un. Yeah, because there's absolutely no difference when it comes to the US and Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union and modern-day North Korea. If the term modern-day North Korea isn't an oxymoron, that is. The last one is pretty funny, too, considering how the left just fawned over his sister, Kim Yo-jong, who also happens to serve as director of North Korea's, wait for it, Propaganda and Agitation Department. Yet surely there's a difference between a military parade staged by a dictatorship and a military parade staged by a Western democracy. No, apparently. Check out Douglas Brinkley, a presidential historian at Rice University. In a Washington Post article, he stated, "What are they going to do? Stand there while Donald Trump waves at them? It smacks of something you see in a totalitarian country, unless there's a genuine, earnest reason to be doing it." Is France a totalitarian country? CNN Pentagon correspondent Barbara Starr offered up some bizarre reasons why a parade down Pennsylvania Avenue might be a bad idea too, like those tanks might cause some damage to the asphalt, which doesn't seem to be the case in Paris, by the way. I guess Parisian roads are better than those in Washington for some reason. But infrastructure worries aside, Starr then plays the "what if a display of American patriotism makes America's enemies hate America even more" card.
It may be very controversial. The veterans have long wanted some kind of welcome home parade. This may be seen as something unduly militaristic overseas, may be seen as an expression of celebrating years of America's wars abroad.
Yeah, so a military parade in D.C. will make the Taliban really, really, really hate America, whereas they merely just really hate America right now. Naturally, over at the Morning Schmo on MSNBC, the panel also weighed in a predictable fashion.
And this is very autocratic, and who would ever guess this president would be prone to autocratic tendencies?
Would want a military parade. Can you imagine if it happens, though? Just as you play it out, the images are going to be kind of Peronista, but there will be counter protests, right? This will actually be a thing.
This is.
I mean, it will not go off without incident, right? There will be a.
We just don't do military.
Yes, military
parades in this country.
It's not part of our grand American tradition.
No, John, you're wrong. There have been numerous U.S. military parades in American history. The last major one taking place in 1991 after the Gulf War, involving almost 9,000 troops. Not to be outdone on this side of the border, writing in the Globe and Mail, Lawrence Martin called Trump a narcissist for wanting to stage a parade. On the political front, Democrat Jackie Speer tweeted that the parade-loving president is turning into a little Napoleon, minus time in the trenches, donning fatigues, or fighting for our country. She then accompanied her profound tweet with a caricature of Trump as Napoleon. But despite what these nattering nabobs of negativity have to say, Trump's plans for a military parade is a political win for the president. For starters, Trump enjoys strong support from the military and veterans, and this will only further bolster that support. Meanwhile, as most of the mainstream media continues to dump on the idea of staging a parade to celebrate the U.S. military, while at the same time fawning over Kim Jong-un's sister at the Winter Olympics, distrust and disgust of the mainstream media will only continue to roil. That's another victory for Trump too. So maybe Trump's critics need to be less knee-jerk in automatically condemning the president for anything he suggests. In fact, maybe they need to take a breather and perhaps read The Art of War. It seems Trump, who has mastered the art of the deal, has already done so. For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, if you like that commentary, please consider becoming a Rebel Premium subscriber and never miss another Rebel video.